We've got MAC football, Bowling Green, and CMU. And those tailgate parties are starting to wind down, and pretty soon we're going to have a very important football game inside here with Bowling Green coming to Central Michigan. We welcome you inside Kelly Short Stadium. I'm Dan Gutowski along with former Penn State tight end Adam Bredeman. Adam, both of these teams coming in off of very important wins last week.
Yeah, they both have a ton of confidence right now, and I'm fired up for this game because it's good on good, strength on strength. Both teams are going to run the football, control the tempo of the game, and try to play really good defense. It's got all the makings for a game to come down to the fourth quarter.
What is really good right now for Bowling Green is their defensive line. They were very good against Miami last week.
Man, this Bowling Green defense is fun to watch. There's two ways to measure a really good defense. It's how hard they run to the football and how well they get after the quarterback. For them, it all starts with Carl Brooks. He's an elite talent, maybe the best player on the field today.
Central Michigan's big spark last week came in their ground game. Marion Lukes blew up for them at Akron.
Well, normally when you lose your star running back, Lou Nichols, who's not just one of the best in the MAC, one of the best in all of college football, you take a step back. But Marion Lukes stepped up to the challenge. He's going to have to play his best football of his career today.
Yeah, we mentioned the weather. It is totally picturesque here with beautiful sunlit skies and a strong breeze here in mid-Michigan. Let's take a look at our coaches for today's game. Boy, two very experienced coaches, both in their fourth seasons. We see Jim McElwain with the Chippewas, and Bowling Green's got Scott Loeffler. The Loeffler challenge last week, Adam, was to get his team right emotionally. They really weren't all collected against Buffalo, but they got it together.
Yeah, Scott Loeffler told us he absolutely got after his guys last week on Wednesday and talked to them about their mindset, their energy on the sideline, and it paid off for him with a big win last week. Both these coaches have done really good jobs. Now it's about putting the whole thing together. Can they get a couple wins in a row and get some confidence going into November MAC play?
And Jim McElwain said, hey, look, we overcame adversity last week. That's not something easy for players to do when they are not playing with a high level of confidence. So he's equally as excited with what his team did at Akron. Central Michigan wins the coin toss. They will kick off, and Bowling Green will be on offense first. And this kick is not going to be returned. And the Falcons are going to try to get their offense rolling early and establish what they want to do and get this game on their terms, not Central's.
Yeah, they got to get Matt McDonald off to a hot start. You know, had a couple of drops last week, get the running game going. He just needs some confidence, and the receivers need to feel good about themselves.
So Bowling Green in the road white jerseys. Central Michigan in the home jerseys, trying to use the home crowd to their advantage, and they want to get off to a good start defensively here. Here's Matt McDonald under center, and they carry on first down. That's Teron Keith. He's an impact runner for them, and you can tell that when his legs are right, they are going to make some impact. We got a player down already for Bowling Green.
To Javian Stepney.
That's Alex Wolschlager, who's down at right tackle. 6'7", 290-pound sophomore from Aurora, Illinois. So they're going to let him come off the field, but very gingerly. Obviously, you never want to have injuries to anybody, but up front, it's maybe a little bit more meaningful.
This Bowling Green offensive line has played pretty well. They've protected the quarterback well. Their weak spot has probably been left tackle, trying to figure it out there. But the right tackle, Alex Wolfslager, has been a strength for them and their run game and their pass game so far.
The good news is it's a gain of 9. So the Falcons are in perfect position now, second down and 1. They're going to throw and complete the other way. That screen on the outside, a big pickup for Odu Hilaire, who's still up inside the 30, finally taken down from behind. Wow.
Man, Odu Hilaire can run when he gets the ball in space. That's what they got to do on offense. Find ways to get these playmakers touches early. We talked about it. Dan, getting Matt McDonald some easy touches. You see just an easy screen out there. They got the big offensive lineman running. You see Jakari Robinson out in space. Great way to start the game with an explosive play.
You don't expect a big hit like that from Bowling Green, but they take a short play and turn it into a jumbo. 45 yards down to the CMU 20. And timeout taken by Bowling Green. So not a place that Scott Loeffler necessarily wants to burn a timeout, but
it's a 30-second timeout.
The Falcons take advantage, and they've got great field position. We'll come back. Early first quarter, no score between the Falcons and the Chippewas.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Hi, Trevor.
Hey, I kicked my soccer ball into your yard.
Okay.
Also, do you know where the water shut-off valve is?
Your dad didn't get home insurance through Hippo like I suggested?
No.
So instead of getting advice from them, he's just going to keep sending you over here?
Yep.
There's not really a soccer ball in my backyard, is there?
No.
Come on in. We'll start with plumbing basics, then move on to electrical.
You bought it, it's time to own it. Help prevent small things from becoming big problems with on-demand expert advice. Get Hippo, home insurance reinvented.
Can I help you?
I wanted to mail this.
Okay. Layla is our messenger pigeon. What?
Oh my God.
This is mostly secure. Mostly. Fairly secure. Yes, sir.
This is crazy.
You know what else is crazy? That SMS text that he's sending? It's unencrypted. Other people might see your text just like other people might see that letter.
You're kidding.
No.
Can you get to that? I wanna know if you can get to that. Can you get?
With Daisy Sour Cream, every bite gets better. Every dollop, every squeeze, every moment together. Pop it off, pick it up. You can never get enough when you do a dollop of Daisy. Good food tastes better with a dollop of Daisy. Do a dollop, do a dollop, yeah. Everything tastes better with a dollop of Daisy.
Some days, you've got big things to care about. Like that. And that. Ooh, and that. Luckily, the Whirlpool Smart Range automatically updates itself with features like Air Fry. So you can worry less about keeping up with the latest tech and care more about keeping up with the latest trends. Say cheese. Everyday care, Whirlpool.
Already a little concerned right now, Adam, for Jim McElwain in this Central Michigan defense. 2 plays in, they're pinned in the red zone, and we got to look at the impact players that are going to need to help CMU's defense today.
I'm looking at number 9, Thomas Incoom. He may be one of the best pass rushers on the field, along with some of the guys Bowling Green has. He's an elite talent. He can move around the edge, and he's good against the run. He's going to have to step up here in the red zone.
So the Falcons poised for a successful trip to the red zone. McDonald's going to roll out, little toss, and it's complete in space to Sims. Christian Sims finally forced out, but we will talk about him a lot today, Adam. That's a tight end that's capable of some very good things.
Christian Sims can really run for being a big, long athlete, 6'5", 200-some pounds. Just a play action, they get him out in the flat. Let the big boy do the rest of the work. That's a big guy doing some athletic things to get up like that. Special talent.
They pick up 9 yards, and they continue to push on CMU on the ground. Not much space in the middle for Taryn Keith, but he's able to make positive yardage inside the 10, a gain of 4.
Teron Keith is really what I call a gadget running back. You know, you'll see them use him all over the field. They play some receiver. They'll throw the ball in the backfield. And they got a few backs here that they really feel good about. As we see number 44, Harold Fannin, running the game for Bowling Green. He's their red zone threat, the true freshman tight end. They may try to get him involved here. He rushed for a touchdown last week.
Yeah, they use him all kinds of different ways. Bowling Green has looked very sharp early in this game offensively. And they pound it inside. Not much there, but still. Jason Patterson is your carrier there.
You saw there, they faked the handoff to the tight end like we predicted. They ran that play for touchdown last week, tried to hand it off inside.
That's a no-gainer for BG, but you can see that Bowling Green in the red zone is, well, that's where they kind of, that's their Achilles heel. And Scott Loeffler said point blank, that's an area we've got to get better at this week. And here's McDonald. He's going to pick. Nope, he's going to keep it, turn it inside. So he had some options. He kept it himself, and he's inside the 5.
If you would have told anyone before the season that Bowling Green would be running speed option with Matt McDonald, no one would have believed you. But they've done it a bunch. They did it last game. McDonald is kind of what I like to call sneaky athletic. He can make plays with his legs. He's not going to wow you or take one to the house for 80 yards, but you can do things like that to be creative.
And credit to the BG offensive coordinators, co-coordinators, Greg Nosale and Max Warner. They devise a lot of good, different things that can be very effective. Third down, Falcons trying to strike first. McDonald's going to find all kinds of open field. Now he turns it inside, and he's hit hard and stopped at the 1. Boy, he had a big space. Central came at him. I think he got stopped at the 1-yard line. Boy, inside the 1.
McDonald keeps it himself again, trying to show that athleticism. They always tell the quarterbacks, don't go up in the air because it's a long way down. Good stop by the Central Michigan defense, and now a big 4th down and 1.
Well, he got airborne.
For the goal line. That play's under review.
Matt Pekowski is our referee today. So an early opportunity. They're going to review and make sure that the ball is, well, they want to make sure, I guess, he doesn't somehow get the ball over. I don't know if that's from that angle, Adam. That's hard for me to see.
You know, all that needs to happen is any point of the football has to break the white line, and it's a touchdown. Hard to see from that angle right there. And again, in order to overturn this, they'd have to have indisputable evidence.
James Schaefer is our replay official today. So, yeah, this is important. You know, as we mentioned, the red zone challenges for Bowling Green. They had a missed field goal last week, and they had an interception thrown in the end zone. So they do not want to get careless down here. They want to maximize their scoring opportunity.
It's such an important metric in football games is red zone efficiency. Not only getting points, but, Dan, you got to get touchdowns when you're in the red zone. Field goals aren't going to win you many football games, and they were just bad at it last week, 50% in the red zone. So this drive, pretty happy with it. If you're Scott Loeffler, the explosive play gets in the red zone. Now you got to get it.
Short of the goal line stands. It'll be 4th down.
So the call on the field is legit, and decision time for Scott Loeffler.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't go for this.
They're going to stay with their quarterback and try to punch this in for a touchdown.
4th and goal for Bowling Green.
Jason Patterson is the power back in the run game, and he is in the backfield for Bowling Green right now. Central Michigan with a big chance to make a statement early. Oh, there they go. That's to the up back, Harold Fannin. And they get the touchdown. They knew they were going to have an opportunity to use him effectively, and they do it on this run.
It's a really good call here. You normally think Harold Fannin would be lead blocking for the running back, but they hand it off to him playing fullback, and that just shows you how athletic this kid is. And we're talking about a true freshman, 6'4", 240 pounds, playing fullback, playing wide receiver, playing running back. I mean, they'll use him all over the field. The coaches are just shocked that he didn't go to the Big Ten or the SEC. This is an NFL-type talent.
They've also talked about his non-football skills, like he really has a great football mind. So he's not just a physical specimen. He's a guy who gets it between the ears, too.
And talking to Scott Loeffler, he said he has no idea how good he actually can be. You know, he's just so young and doesn't quite understand that he's a legitimate NFL talent at tight end, but he's only 18 years old.
Only a freshman. Here's the touchdown. They're going to re-examine this. I can't see how he did not get in. He had over half. Maybe this is the best angle.
Yeah, it looks like he's got
like
there.
His whole half of his body is over the line. So I'm not sure how they could flip this one, but
you know, converting that fourth down there on 4th and 1, the decision to go for it by Scott Loeffler.
And the official call is touchdown. So there it is.
The decision to go for it gives your offense some confidence, telling them we believe in our offensive line to punch it in there when our back's against the wall, and they did a great job.
So now here comes the point after. Mason Lawler, the place kicker for Bowling Green. And the Falcons have claimed a 7-0 lead here on Central Michigan. So winning the coin toss and going on offense first is a bonus for the Falcons. They pounded in for an early lead here at Central Michigan.
Hey man, can you show us what you're working on? Oh man, that's cool. I'm really liking what you're doing with this overall shape.
She's a little shy right now. She understands she's being painted. Opening shot. A car comes in to the front.
Oh, Birdie, come on, yes!
Are you golfing?
No! Get that! Yes! I'm good at this.
The new bidet flooded.
The one you just installed?
Yeah.
You don't have home insurance through Hippo?
No.
So you didn't get a home checkup?
Nope.
So now you have a
Porta potty. It does add square footage to the home.
Not sure that counts.
I'm pretty sure it counts.
I don't think
Yeah, they call it sweat equity.
No, they don't.
Smell the property value increasing.
That's that smell.
Use it anytime.
Not interested.
Left some magazines in
Won't
there.
be necessary.
Okay.
You bought it, it's time to own it. Help prevent small things from becoming big problems with home health checkups. Get Hippo, home insurance reinvented.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Let's make a toast. Here's to savoring every sip.
I want to get that done, you know.
And embracing every moment.
Layla.
Every unexpected, timeless moment. To turning up, winding down, and everything in between. Whatever you're planning or not planning this holiday season, we're made for the moment.
BG makes a big statement early with the touchdown on the first possession of the game. Boy, those colors are very vibrant here in mid-Michigan. And speaking of vibrant, Harold Fannin is the real deal for Bowling Green. They're going to just find ways to get him the ball nonstop throughout this game.
You know, talking to Scott Loeffler, he said that he knew his high school coach. The coach called him and said, "We got a kid that you should probably look at." Had no offers from anyone around the country. They offer him at Bowling Green, and they said, "We don't know how the heck we got him, but we're sure glad we did because he is a special kid. He's going to be playing football for a long, long time."
The Javion Stepney is the return man deep for Central Michigan, standing at his 5-yard line. And he will catch it at the 5 and try to make a positive return, and wrapped up at about the 16-yard line. So let's look at the quarterback setup right now for Central Michigan. Daniel Richardson is the guy that Jim McElwain, you know, it's kind of a quandary. He's got faith in him, but he's also trying to give him a confidence boost to get him to play better and more consistently as this season rolls along.
Daniel Richardson played a lot of football at Central Michigan, and he played well last year. Normally in this conference, when you return a starting quarterback, you got a pretty good chance of being a really good team. But they've struggled on offense. They've struggled to move the football.
Offside, kicking team, number 19. If 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, we're re-kicking it.
And a lot of it has come to receivers. They've had drops. They've lost a bunch of running backs. I mean, they've been depleted on offense, so he hasn't had a ton of help, but Daniel Richardson needs confidence.
Well, of all the things that may upset Scott Loeffler, being offsides on a kickoff, I don't care what coach you are. That's going to drive you up the wall. So
it's the little things, right?
Right.
It's the little things that lead to victories. It looks like a small thing right now, but this is a field position game, especially in a game where both teams pride themselves on playing great defense. 5 yards means a lot in this type of ball game. So having to re-kick this thing, this is the kind of stuff that drives Scott Loeffler crazy and is what leads him to doing what he did last Wednesday that he told us about when he snapped on his whole team.
Yeah, he's been trying to find the right emotional buttons to push, and they certainly all came together last week in that impressive home win. But again, the challenge for young teams that maybe are struggling, like maybe kind of both of these teams are, Adam, is at the end of the day, the onus is on the players to kind of find that part of themselves that will get their best game out there. And confidence certainly plays a part of that. Well, same catch, same return, coming from the 5-yard line for Stepney. And this one, he breaks out. Finally tackled at about the 40-yard line. So the penalty giving CMU better field position as a result of the longer kickoff return by Stepney.
Well, the little thing on the penalty becomes a big thing now. That's a 20-yard difference in field position. Stepney does a great job. Plays defensive back now for Central Michigan. Former running back and wide receiver in high school. Played running back last year. Following his blockers. Puts him in a really good position here to start this drive.
So that's a 37-yard return, and that puts CMU in a good spot. 1st and 10 at the 40. Richardson handing off, and BG able to protect in the middle. That's Marion Lukes on the carry for only 1 yard.
2-yard pickup on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Central Michigan.
And here's our impact players when Central Michigan has the football. Carrier a threat in the passing game. Lukes a threat on the ground. And there's Lukes. And he gets taken down short of the line of scrimmage. We've got defensive impact players. You just saw one of them. And when we call Carl Brooks, or we'll call Carl a lot, Chris Bacon and Demetrius Hardiman are both impact players, but Brooks is kind of, Adam, like the alpha defensive player for Bowling Green right now.
He really is. He's played at a high level, and then Demetrius Hardiman has come on his own. He's become a guy they can go to, a great pass rusher, plays that outside linebacker spot, had a huge game last week, and they got some talent now in this front seven.
3rd and 11, passing down. Richardson will throw and well off target. He was looking for Jalen McGoy, but not in the vicinity. It's 3 and out. Central Michigan has to punt. And Bowling Green, obviously, with this game is in their grasp right now early.
And those are the kind of things for Daniel Richardson. He just needs to calm down. You saw there, the pocket wasn't even collapsing, and he has kind of happy feet, rolls out to the left a little bit when he doesn't have to. Just let the game come to you. He had a couple open receivers. Those are the kind of throws Daniel Richardson normally makes, and he's been missing the second half of this year.
Luke Elzinga punting. He's a good one. That's a very good kick. Doesn't take a great bounce, but no return. And Bowling Green will take over on offense. Let's look at keys to the game today, Adam, as we roll in and see what these teams want to do to get the path to victory.
Yeah, I think on offense, get Matt McDonald some easy completions, and they did that on the first drive for Bowling Green. Took the ball down the field to score. And then for Central Michigan on offense, you got to start fast. They've struggled in the first quarter pretty badly, and that was not a great start to go 3 and out. The other thing I'm looking at is Bowling Green's defense has been really, really bad on 3rd down. Giving up almost half of 3rd down attempts. They got to be better on 3rd down today.
Handoff to Jamal Johnson, and he gets taken down in the background. Boy, nobody checked Ronald Kent, an impact player making an impact play.
Man, Ronald Kent has been so impressive. I did the Central Michigan game 2 weeks ago and came away saying that guy flies around. He's active, and he transferred in from Western Carolina. He's brothers with number 4, Dante Kent. The two brothers getting to play together, and Ronald's last year from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. These two guys, number 2, number 4 for Central Michigan, are fun to watch.
Loss of 1. McDonald on the rollout. Now he's going to tuck and get taken down. Positive yardage. Tackle made by DeJavion Stepney, who just returned that kick. Gain of 2.
3-yard pickup on the play. It'll be third.
Dan, going back to the Kent brothers, what an interesting story of Dante Kent's on campus. He just had a freshman All-American season, goes to the coaches and says, my brother Ronald is at Western Carolina. We should take him as a transfer. I think the coaches looked at him crazy at first, watched his film, and Rob Ackey said, we took him right after we saw his film, and Ronald Kent's made a big impact so far in his time.
Nice addition for CMU. 3rd and 8. Pressure coming. Down goes McDonald. There was more than one Chippewa jersey in there. Incoom was the one that got the first hit and the takedown.
Thomas Incoom is disruptive. That's the best way to put it. You're going to see him here on your right side of your screen, just speed rush around the left tackle. They don't even touch him. That's how quick he is. And left tackle has been a spot that Bowling Green struggled with. We talked about it. That's a big matchup today. Thomas Incoom one-on-one with the left tackle for Bowling Green. He's going to have a field day if they don't start chipping him or adding a running back in to help.
Franklin Lama will punt from the goal line, and he just nailed a good punt, and that one takes a bounce. CMU will get good field position, albeit with no return. Still a 7-0 Bowling Green lead. We'll come back to CMU in just a moment.
Let's make a toast. Here's to savoring every sip.
I want to get that done,
And embracing every moment.
Layla.
Every unexpected, timeless moment. To turning up, winding down, and everything in between. Whatever you're planning or not planning this holiday season, we're made for the moment.
A Cadillac is more than a statement. It's a celebration of self-expression and a declaration of your independence. So choose to be bold and choose to be exactly who you are. Get 2.99% APR for 60 months on most 2023 Cadillac models. Visit your Valley Cadillac dealer today.
Hey man, can you show us what you're working on? Oh man, that's cool. I'm really liking what you're doing with this overall shape.
She's a little shy right now. She understands she's being painted. Opening shot. A car comes in to the front.
Oh, Birdie, come on, yes!
Are you golfing?
No! Get that! Yes! I'm good at this.
Some of the CMU fans busting out the Halloween costumes a little early. Of course, Halloween's not far off. Hey, and Adam, let's talk about Daniel Richardson's confidence. How is he going to try to work himself into a positive space going forward?
Well, we saw the first drive when they went 3 and out. They ran the ball twice, and then he had a bad throw on 3rd down. They need to get him an easy completion here, whether it's a screen pass, a hitch route, just get him some confidence.
Little play fake on first down. This is not Richardson. This is Jace Bauer under center. Redshirt freshman for a gain of 4. So, a quarterback switch, maybe for one series. Again, sometimes coaches, they like to give a different look early at him. We'll keep tabs and see how Jace Bauer does. And he gets good yardage on first down, a gain of 4. Now it's a handoff on the inside. They plow in the middle. That's Marion Lukes. We have to acknowledge, too, Adam, that we got some information that the Central Michigan running game is thinner than we even thought. We didn't know if Lou Nichols was going to play. Apparently, he's not going to be suiting up today for CMU.
I mean, they are depleted, and not just running back, also wide receiver. But Lou Nichols is out, as we talked about. Miles Bailey, and then Christian Brown all out. Marion Lukes is the only scholarship running back they have right now on their roster for this game.
3rd down and 1. CMU switching quarterbacks. They're going to run on the ground. They're going to get positive yardage. A first down pickup. Bauer running. Sims on the tackle, but it's a gain of 6, and the Chippewas move the chains.
That's what Jace Bauer does. You see number 48 here, Cade Conley, the lead blocker, getting a big block on the linebacker that opens that whole thing up. And a good first down, getting the chains moving and some confidence for the Central Michigan offense.
So Bauer, obviously a strong quarterback with his legs. Ball at the Bowling Green 40-yard line. Now Bauer's going to throw, and he'll fall ahead. Good pressure there up front from Carl Brooks. Gain of 2 yards. Boy, it looked like Carl almost got like a horse collar kind of tackle thing up high, but didn't come through that way.
It's going to be fun watching these two defensive lines go at it. Carl Brooks just with the bull rush. Oh, he might have gotten away with a face mask there. But between Carl Brooks, Walter Hare on this Bowling Green defensive line, and then Central Michigan with Thomas Ingram, there's some really talented defensive linemen that will play in the NFL on this field today.
2nd down and 8. Quarterback keep, and Bauer runs. They sold the fake fairly well. He tries to get the edge. Nope, they turned him inside. Well, are you surprised that we have a quarterback switch this early in the game, Adam?
I mean, I am shocked. I know that they weren't all that confident in Daniel Richardson and how he's played, but to make a switch on the second drive of the game, I'm really surprised. And that is a statement that you lost faith in your quarterback. And now Bauer's going down, driving him down the field, getting some first downs together. We'll see what they do here going back. But it is on Jim McElwain to get some momentum going for his offense, and he decided to make the switch.
3rd and 4. Bauer with his first throw, and far sideline, and he caught it. Man, was that a tight window to throw in. Oh, he got forced out. Finn Hogan. Well, he caught it, not in bounds. Great catch. Couldn't get the feet in, though.
What an absolute rope of a throw this was by Jesse Bauer. That is the only spot he could put it. That is the only spot he could have put it.
A good throw, and it forces CMU into a field goal. Looks like a 52-yarder. And again, Jim McElwain has not had a ton of confidence in his special teams, but Marshall Meter is going to try a 52-yard field goal right here. Kicking into the wind. It is good. And Central Michigan getting some first quarter offense courtesy of a long field goal from Marshall Meter. That's his longest field goal of the season.
I'm surprised they attempted that field goal on 4th and 4. Given the struggles they have had in the kicking game. I mean, Meter has really struggled all year long, but that was an impressive kick. That thing might have been good from 58, 60 yards.
Yeah, the Chippewas answer and respond. The quarterback change. And okay, so now we have Jace Bauer in at quarterback for that series. It's not impossible that Jim McElwain might just say, hey, look, I'll put Daniel Richardson back in the next series just to let him kind of be on the sidelines, see what BG is doing from a different vantage point. You know, we'll see. I think Jim McElwain's going to let the game situation dictate what he's going to do with his quarterback.
If I had to make a prediction, I would think that Jace Bauer would stay in at quarterback. He got some momentum. put some points on the
Number
board,
15
got a first down.
of Central Michigan has changed
I
his
would think
jersey
that
to
they could
24.
keep him in here, but you never know what Jim McElwain's thinking. He's the quarterback guru for a reason. He knows his guys. He knows their personalities. And the other thing, Dan, that might have been a plan going into the game that we just didn't know about. The quarterbacks could have known that, hey, second series, Bauer is going to get a chance.
Ball is coming out of the end zone for Bowling Green and taken down from behind. A couple of CMU defenders get up for a return of 20 yards. Teron Keith is the return man. There's the 7-play drive for Central. Return man. There's the 7-play drive for Central. Again, they only got 21 yards of offense on the drive, but it was the long field goal by Meter. Again, it lets them kind of take a breath, relax a little bit, and get a little more comfortable. Now what can they do on defense? Falcons running on first down. A little bounce out run here. Oh, wow, they get a whole bunch more than they thought. And Keith still going. Holy cow. Jason Patterson, who's not prone to huge runs. But Adam, he just blew one out for 36 yards.
Jason Patterson, as you said, not a speedster, but what he does is he breaks tackles. You're going to see him here get hit right at probably 2 yards down the field, break the tackle, and then use the strong stiff arm. This guy's a strong back, and you see it there, breaking the tackle, using the stiff arm, and then doing the rest of the work with his legs.
Falcons have had big plays on their first drive and now this drive. And then a flag thrown before the snap, and a false start's coming.
False start, offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's on Alex Wolschlager, who left the game early with looked like a leg injury, but he's back in now.
And we talked about the little things. We had the offsides on the kickoff. I mean, you just get a big play on offense. You're in great field position now, a new set of downs, and you jump off sides when you're in 1st and 15. It's tough to convert when you're behind the chains now. 15 yards for a first down, not good conversion rates.
Big pressure, down goes Richardson, man alive. Central Michigan getting pressure on him, and that's a loss of 10 yards. Man, I'll tell you what, this is an area that Bowling Green's going to have to address. They cannot let that pressure come in that fast.
Taquan Johnson, no one touches him up the middle of the defense. Johnson's a guy that they are really excited about. He played a lot in 2020, had a big year then, had a knee injury, missed the last couple games, and he's coming on into his own now. They need a big game out of him.
Pressure in the middle. He goes down again. Boy, there is no time for McDonald to get comfortable. That's a loss of 5 yards, and that's a 2 for a sack for CMU.
You just see the pocket collapsing, and it's not one guy in this situation. It's the defensive tackles both getting penetration. The defensive ends get some rush up the field, which forces McDonald to step up. And then Lee, number 99, the big fella, gets home for the sack.
So now that long run is a distant memory from Patterson. It's 3rd and 25. And they'll play it safe, throw a little completion there on that far side. And that's to Teron Keith. And he gets it about to midfield, but that's nowhere near a first down pickup. They get 13. Well, Central Michigan, Adam, if you're right now, if you're looking at it through the eyes of defensive coordinator Rob Akey, he's like, look, let's eliminate the big play. We're doing a lot of other good things besides that.
You know, Rob Akey is doing exactly what he wants to do on defense. He's not a big pressure type of guy, doesn't need to be all that aggressive. They're only rushing 4 guys, and they're getting home to the quarterback, allowing their defensive backs to play coverage, have some support. Their defensive line is doing a great job and allows them to be multidimensional on defense.
So no return for Central Michigan, and a good punt to pin CMU back inside the 10-yard line. Let's take a look at the MAC scoreboard. Of course, a full day of action today. Won't be for another week or two that we get into the November midweek games, but a lot of good games. The most important one that's on the schedule, of course, is the Toledo and Buffalo game. That's a 7-0 lead early for the Rockets against Buffalo. Both of those teams unbeaten in MAC play. Kent State going back and forth with Akron, and the other games are not kicking off for a little bit yet. So, but that Toledo-Buffalo game is one that's kind of a very meaningful game. On first down, Richardson back in at quarterback, but he hands off. Luke's on the carry for a gain of 3.
Well, I told you I'd be surprised if they didn't put Bauer back in, and I'm surprised. I think you had some momentum going on offense, so this tells me now that Richardson's back in, that was probably a plan going into this game, that they were going to give Bauer the second series, see how he does, and then kind of play it with the hot hand from there. Coaches like to do that a lot. It's becoming more of a trend in college football. You saw it at Michigan with J.J. McCarthy and Cade McNamara letting both guys play.
Pressure now taken down from behind. And Bowling Green continues to pressure. A loss of 7 yards. Demetrius Hardiman, an impact player, you bet.
Guess who? We're going to be saying his name a lot. And again, it's a speed rush. They're only rushing 4 guys here. Hardiman just uses the rip move off the left side. Davis, Heinzen can't maintain him. Hardiman gets home for the sack. He is playing some really good football. Former walk-on, was given a scholarship, transferred in from Georgetown College, NAIA school, and coaches are just fired up they got this kid.
So timeout. No, actually no timeout. We burned out our first quarter of football here in Mount Pleasant. Central Michigan with bad field position, and the Falcons have had the big plays early. That's why they are leading here at CMU by a score of 7-3.
Electrified. Hungok Tire.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach!
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Better luck next time.
But I haven't even thrown yet.
You threw good money away when you bought those glasses. Next time, go to America's Best, where 2 pairs and a free exam start at just $79.95.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat this either. Book an exam today at americasbest.com.
Introducing Discover Online Privacy Protection. We'll help remove your personal data from 10 popular people search websites. Because the thing about your personal information is that it should stay private. Online Privacy Protection. Free from Discover.
What can a nationwide 5G network from T-Mobile for Business do for your business? Unlock new insights and efficiency right now. Allow monitoring of productivity at remote job sites with next-generation bandwidth. Enable AI cameras that spot factory issues in real time using next-generation speed. And deliver ultra-capacity 5G coverage that's years ahead of the competition. T-Mobile for Business has 5G that's ready right now.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
The older, the physically challenged, the last to be chosen. Shelter dogs with special needs face a far longer road to adoption. But Subaru knows even the toughest roads can lead to the most amazing places. That's why Subaru and our retailers created National Make a Dogs Day to help all underdogs find homes. Subaru, more than a car company.
fall faves made easy. That's totally Target.
Well, kind of a mixed bag of results for Jim McElwain so far. His defense has made some big plays, but they've given up some big plays too. His offense needs to juice it up here on a 3rd and long, and a little crossing route in the middle. Almost dropped, but caught by Jalen McGoy. And not enough for a first down for CMU. So Richardson comes off, unable to get a first down. Although he does give them a little bit more room to punt.
This receiving room for Central Michigan, as we talked about, has struggled catching the football. And even the balls they've caught, they've been bobbling, juggling. Right there, if McGoy catches that ball clean, he probably is able to break a tackle and get a first down. There's no one in front of him. It was a good play design, but the bobble makes him slow down, and then he gets tackled from behind. It's the little things. That's going to be the theme of the day, the little things these teams need to do to win ball games.
Man, look at this punt by Elzinga. And caught at the 33, Bowling Green trying to get a big return, and here it comes, tackled from behind, but Jake Rogers looks like an impact player on special teams, and he sets up the Falcons with great field position.
It's a great punt, and sometimes when you punt the ball so far, your coverage team doesn't have time to get down there. So sometimes a long punt can actually hurt your coverage team because it just gives so much time for the returner, Rogers, to get going before he hits all the guys trying to tackle him. Really good job there by Rogers, using his blockers, cutting in and out, and you see why he's so special back there returning kicks.
28 yards on the return. Falcons at the CMU 40. This is Keith running off tackle and getting maybe a couple yards, not much. Adam, let's revisit that theme about wide receivers and how do they get that confidence back when they're bobbling footballs? What's the thought process for a receiver in that arena?
It's tough because once you lose your confidence, it's hard to get it back. You start thinking about it too much, and it needs to become something that's so natural that you're so confident in doing it, you don't even think about it. When you start dropping balls, you start standing out there and saying, oh, I hope I don't drop this one. I better catch this one, and that's when more drops happen.
2nd down and 8, kind of a missed opportunity for Jamal Johnson. He's going to lose a yard. Looked like he lost his footing in the backfield. And it brings up 3rd and long for Bowling Green. And this is where that Central Michigan defense kind of starts to get a little frothing at the mouth.
This is time where Rob Ackey's got to decide, do we play off and play coverage, play zone, rush 4 guys and try to get home, or do we bring the house and bring pressure? It's a big decision here. Do you believe in your defensive backs to play man? And by the looks of it, they're bringing a bunch of guys out. It looks like they're going to come after them, and they are.
Quick throw, and they complete it in the flat. That's to Hilaire, who's going to stay up and get inside the 20. Smart decision by Bowling Green. McDonald knew what was coming. A quick pass and a big pickup.
Really smart decision. We're up here talking about the blitz, and they show it right away. That was cover 0, blitzed everyone except the guys playing man-to-man. And the best beater of cover 0 is a simple screen route because there's no one out there to tackle the guys. Really good call by Scott Leffler, and Matt McDonald dialed it up.
Odu Hilaire with 23 yards on that simple catch. And again, nothing good happens unless the receiver holds onto that ball.
Exactly.
From the 16. Oh, they're going to mix it up and try to run the edge here, and they'll force him out. Not a great pickup, but Kevon Kroom is the carrier there. They'll showcase him once in a while. Gain of 6.
You're going to see a lot of misdirection here. You got 2 guys running to the left, a lineman pulling to the right, and then they toss it back to the receiver. Those are what Scott Leffler calls eye violations. They make your eyes look in places they're not supposed to. All this movement and window dressing allows that kind of play to happen.
At the 10-yard line, Patterson tries to bounce out, but there's a host of CMU defenders there. And that's a loss, but Trey Jones is going to get credit for that tackle, but he had some help.
Trey Jones is an impressive defensive back for the Central Michigan defense. He's physical. He just shows up time and time again. You turn on their film and you just see number 3 around the football all the time.
So 3rd down and 5. Again, the Falcons in the red zone. not a guarantee, so they want to maximize this trip inside. They got their first touchdown on a Harold Fannin run on their first possession. Now McDonald, boom, down he goes. A free run in the middle from Kyle Moretti, the linebacker. That's a sack, and that's a loss of 9 yards.
Kyle Moretti, I call him the heartbeat of their defense. He just adds on to the blitz here. No one touches on the defense. The offensive line doesn't see him coming. Gets home to the quarterback. It's a good pressure they dialed up. Again, Central Michigan doesn't blitz a ton, but when they do, they have these special packages, these special rushes that get home to the quarterback.
So here's Mason Lawler on the field goal attempt from 38 yards out. He's got the wind behind him, and he will kick that ball through the uprights and give the Falcons a 7-point lead. 10-3 is our score. Early second quarter, Bowling Green leading Central Michigan.
If you know, you know.
Crispy corners, sauce on top.
If you know, you know.
Detroit style is back at Pizza Hut, just $12.99. You are trouble. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Can I help you?
I wanted to mail this.
Okay. Layla is our messenger pigeon. What?
Oh my God.
This is mostly secure. Mostly. Fairly secure. Yes, sir.
This is crazy.
You know what else is crazy? That SMS text that he's sending? It's unencrypted. Other people might see your text just like other people.
I wanna know if you can get to that. Can you get?
Your climb on the leaderboard starts now.
Ion. Electrified. Hanguk Tire.
Introducing Discover Online Privacy Protection. We'll help remove your personal data from 10 popular people search websites. Because the thing about your personal information is that it should stay private. Online Privacy Protection. Free from Discover.
Chips fans enjoying the great weather. They'd like to see that scoreboard flipped, but that will maybe coming sometime soon. There's the drive for Bowling Green. Again, the drives have been short. The field goal kickers have been good. A 38-yard field goal make for Mason Lawler. That was a Marshall Meter 52-yard field goal. That was Central Michigan's points.
Well, we predicted it. We'd see a lot of defense in this game, not a ton of offense. Other than the first drive for Bowling Green, we haven't really seen many explosive plays. Only 2 in the game so far. It's a game where both defenses are going to step up and try to control the tempo of this ballgame.
Yeah, we kind of also wonder, too, which offense is going to set the tone and dictate their game plan on the other one. We haven't really seen that happening yet, have we?
Yeah, I mean, both teams want to run the football, but you look at the stats, and Bowling Green's rushed for 32 yards, Central Michigan for 16. Those numbers aren't going to win you many football games, especially for Central Michigan. They need to run the football. They need to impose their will, eat this clock, and keep this ball game close. And they just haven't been able to run the ball so far. As we see Jesse Bauer headed back in, it looks like they were planning to rotate quarterbacks.
So Central Michigan continues to it seems the theme is to alternate quarterbacks on each series. So for Jace Bauer, his second series, his first series got them that 3 points. On the ground. Not much room there for Marion Lukes, and he gets pushed back. Oh, no, he comes out of it. Now flags are flying. 1, 2, 3 flags.
Marion Lukes, the ball carrier. There are penalty markers on the flag.
Marion Lukes should have been tackled for a 4-yard loss there. Somehow slips out of it. And it looks like I think they're going to tackle him for a personal foul.
And those flags. So then another penalty that's going to hurt Bowling Green. That's on Cassius Howell. Look at him just turn nothing into something. Yeah, that's a definitive face mask for sure. And again, you know, if you're Scott Loeffler and you're Bowling Green, you just can't give up penalties like that.
That's a huge penalty. You have the guy for a 4-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 14 backed up, and now it's first down at midfield.
Bauer throwing and completing a direct throw and catch. And again, it's the tight end, Joel Wilson. We're going to start calling his name probably more and more. That's a tight end that Central Michigan coaches, Adam, have a lot of trust in right now.
You know I get excited when the tight ends start catching the football. And Joel Wilson, there's a lot of good tight ends in this game. Joel Wilson's probably the very best one. I mean, we're talking about a guy that is top in the country in receptions. They use him a ton. Very active, great receiver.
Luke's on the ground, plowing in the middle. They haul him back. 3 white jerseys put him down for a gain of 4. Lane Spires, one of those tacklers. So 3rd and 2. Again, it's if you're grading the quarterbacks based on, you know, simple production, it's Jace Bauer that's been productive for Central Michigan, not Daniel Richardson.
He has been. And at 3rd and 2 now, you're probably in 4-down territory. They'll probably go for this if they don't get it. So you have a lot of options here as a play call. You can run it. You can go play action and try to throw it. You got another down to try to get it.
Bauer faking pressure. He'll throw a wounded duck in the middle, incomplete. Boy, I'll tell you what, both of these defensive lines, these defensive coordinators, Rob Akey for CMU and Eric Lewis for Bowling Green, we've seen a lot of blitzes coming and a lot of pressure coming on these quarterbacks.
Yeah, both defensive lines are the strength of their team, and you're seeing them get a ton of pressure. You know, I'm surprised there. If it's 3rd and 2 and you're not going to go for it on 4th down, surprised they ran that kind of play action shot play. They were trying to get the tight end down the middle.
So Elzinga has punted and kicked off to Jake Rogers, and Rogers has proved that he is up to the task to make big things happen. Let's see what he can do here. He'll let this one go, and Central Michigan's going to cover it inside the 10-yard line. A break here at Central Michigan. The fall colors are in full bloom. Cheerleaders are fired up too. More football from CMU after this.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Can I help you?
I wanted to mail this.
Okay. Layla is our messenger pigeon. What?
Oh my God.
This is mostly secure. Mostly.
Fairly secure.
Yes, sir.
This is crazy.
You know what else is crazy? That SMS text that he's sending? It's unencrypted. Other people might see your text just like other people might see that letter.
You're kidding.
No.
Can you get to that? I wanna know if you can get to that. Can you get
Electrified. Hanguk Tire.
I
You can save the world, but it's not enough to get a pat on the back around here.
So you heard the news, huh?
How exactly did everyone find out about this before me?
Someone left your termination papers on the printer.
Your replacement has arrived.
This makes no sense, and you know it.
You.
You gotta be...
10-3 is our score with Bowling Green leading Central Michigan. Stay with us here at halftime. First, it's Eli's Places heading to Pasadena to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Rose Bowl Stadium. Then Adam and I break down the first half of play. All that more coming up at the half as we hit late October. These games take on more meaning. Adam, as a former Penn State player, you kind of approach these games and have to be a little bit more focused, dedicated, because you know how important they are as the season starts to kind of wind down. Running on this play and a big run for a first down is Teron Keith. Boy, nothing is putting him down. Sorry, that's Jason Patterson on the run. Boy, again, when they call on him, Adam, he just seems to deliver something unique and important every play.
He's so big and so strong, and he always falls forward. You'll notice that when he runs, he's never getting hit and then falling a couple yards back. He's always getting a few more. He's a really good running back, and this Bowling Green run game is going to have to get going. Just saw a first down there to control the tempo of this ball game. Now they have the lead.
That's a gain of 20. Patterson again. This time he tries to get outside, but Central Michigan's got Trey Jones there to take him down, but flags after the tackle, gain of 7.
Going to be holding on the offense here, bring it back.
Holding, offense, number 53. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
Not a great call, certainly for Bowling Green. You just can't have your left tackles making mistakes like that.
And that's the left tackle spot they've struggled with. They've been rotating Cameron Stewart and Tunde Fatukasi and just trying to figure out which one of these guys can be our left tackle of the future. The rest of their line is solid. I mean, they got guys, Jalen Grant, Shakari Robinson, that have played a ton of football and are stout up front, but you can't have a weak left tackle spot. As you know, Dan, that's the one spot you got to be good at on the offensive line.
5-yard loss sets them back to the 24-yard line. Quick throw, complete far side. And they don't get much afterwards. They connect with Harold Fannin, but Fannin just keeps pushing. They just couldn't get him out.
Great play design here. Just a quick throw to get Harold Fannin the ball in space. Their big tight end. This kid is a freak. Look at him break the tackle here, keep the toes in bounds, and drag the Central Michigan defenders a couple yards.
That was Dante Kent, who, you know, that's a one-on-one battle. You don't see a secondary player lose a battle like that to a tight end very often. Second down and 2. Now, great opportunity for a big run, as it's Jamal Johnson on the carry for a gain of 2, but boy, if he could have stepped out of that tackle by Kyle Moretti, he could have gone a whole lot longer.
Kyle Moretti, see him at middle linebacker here. He just scrapes over the top and plays this thing so well. You know, in those kind of run plays where Bowling Green's pulling guards and offensive tackles, the linebackers just follow the pullers. They stay patient, find the offensive lineman that's pulling, and just follow him. Moretti did it perfectly there.
So the Falcons move it to the 39-yard line for a 1st and 10. They scored on the opening drive a touchdown. They've led ever since. Oh, finally the pressure is just too much for McDonald. He looked up and there was a jersey behind him, a jersey in front of him, and he said, all right, that's enough. Loss of 5.
See Bowling Green rushes 5 guys here. Laquan Johnson comes around the edge and gets home. That whole play was made by Trey Jones, though, the safety who came off the edge. You saw him on the left side. Blitz the safety. Trey Jones forces the quarterback to step up. and then Laquan Johnson gets credit for the sack. Sometimes the guy who forces the sack isn't the one who actually gets it on the stat sheet.
Second down, play fake. McDonald throwing. It is caught in space. Odu-Hilaire catches it and gets a Bowling Green first down. That's a gain of 17.
Really good post route here. You see Hilaire show that he's going vertical and then break that thing off. And the most impressive part was the throw. That thing was right on the money. Matt McDonald starting to feel himself here, step into his throws, get in rhythm, and move this offense down the field.
And they have moved into CMU territory. On the ground, that's Patterson. They pound him in the middle. Sorry, that's Johnson, not Patterson. Gain of 4. And a flag.
We see Bowling Green use all these different running backs. Bryson Patterson, Jamal Johnson, Teron Keith. They kind of have this running back by committee. All three can do it all. A couple of them are a little bit better receivers, but they feel really good about their running back room. They're deep and talented, unlike on the other side of the ball, Central Michigan, who's got one scholarship running back left.
Yeah, the Chippewas are
There is no foul for an illegal low block on the defense. Second down.
Central Michigan is really stretched thin in the run game, and you know, again, of all the challenges that Central Michigan has trying to help Daniel Richardson's confidence, well, you'd like to have a big runner who can, you know, do good things every time they get the ball, but it hasn't really happened that way today for them.
Well, we're talking about Daniel Richardson's confidence. The best way to build his confidence certainly isn't pulling him the second drive of the game and rotating quarterbacks. So that kind of shows a lack of confidence the coaches have in him.
McDonald throws a bobble but a catch, and that's number 44 again, as Harold Fannin will call his name all day. Only a gain of 2, but well, you know, you made a point, Adam, earlier about a receiver who bobbles the ball and then catches it. That really is more significant than just it seems, because people watching think, well, he caught it. So that was the important part, but it's about getting yardage after the catch, which usually doesn't happen after you bobble it.
Exactly,
right?
And you got to realize the quarterback is intentionally putting the ball on one shoulder or the other. When the quarterback puts the ball on your left shoulder, that tells the receiver, turn up to your left side. So when it gets bobbled, that messes up the whole timing and location of the pass.
And we have multiple flags in the air, so penalties are definitely one-sided more against Bowling Green than Central Michigan.
False start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
These kinds of penalties just kill you as an offense. You're in a third and manageable. You know, you got 3rd and 4, a high conversion down, and the penalty puts you in 3rd and long now. You're not going to convert many 3rd down and 9s.
And the way that Central Michigan has been bringing defensive pressure on these passing downs, Matt McDonald's probably got a little lump in his throat right now. 3rd and 9. No pressure this time. He'll take a shot downfield, in traffic, incomplete. The target was C.J. Lewis, and we got a Central Michigan player down. Probably collided with his own teammate. That's Dakota Cochran, linebacker from Shaker Heights, Ohio, redshirt freshman.
Give credit to the Central Michigan secondary. We've been talking a lot about the defensive line, but sometimes the best coverage or the best sack or defensive line play is when you have great coverage.
Bowling Green leading 10-3. We'll take a step out here at CMU.
Can I help you?
I wanted to mail this.
Okay. Layla is our messenger pigeon.
What? Oh my God.
This is mostly secure. Mostly.
Fairly secure.
Yes, sir.
This is crazy.
You know what else is crazy? That SMS text that he's sending? It's unencrypted. Other people might see your text just like other people might see that letter.
You're kidding.
No.
Can you get to that? I wanna know if you can get to that. Can
see online doesn't always reflect real life, but acting like it is or using drugs and alcohol to feel better sometimes makes things worse. If you're feeling down, talk to someone who can help. Visit talkheals.org to learn more.
Some days, you've got big things to care about. Like that. And that. Ooh, and that. Luckily, the Whirlpool Smart Range automatically updates itself with features like Air Fry. So you can worry less about keeping up with the latest tech and care more about keeping up with the latest trends. Say cheese. Everyday care, Whirlpool.
To the people with just one. And how do you do that? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. How do you do that? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Do that. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi, Dr. Rick. It's Julie. Hi, Dr. Rick. It's Julie. Just leaving you a voicemail. My number is 618-437-7425.
Okay.
It's for
Can anyone tell me what Julie did wrong there?
You gotta repeat the number.
Julie did wrong there.
You gotta repeat the number. I mean, no one's ever gonna get it the first time.
Nope.
Didn't leave her last name.
No, the phone tells you who called.
Yeah, she didn't mention a good time to call her back. How am I supposed to know when to call her back?
No, she just shouldn't have left a voicemail. 9 out of 10 times a text will do.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
Bowling Green's going to punt on a 4th down and long. And Dan, the theme of the day, defense, defense, defense. These defensive lines, these secondaries on both sides of the ball, playing really good football, big pressure, and they've been in a lot of 3rd down and 4th down and longs. Bad situations for the offense to be in.
So here's the punt, and fair catch called for at the 6-yard line. Maybe that's one of those that you let go, but it's kind of a tough spot to be in. It's a 40-yard punt and no return. So again, so far in this game, we've had Central Michigan alternating quarterbacks. We'll take a break and see who the chips roll out on this series. A 10-3 Bowling Green lead on CMU.
Can I help you?
I wanted to mail this.
Okay. Layla is our messenger pigeon. What?
Oh my God.
This is mostly secure. Mostly. Fairly secure. Yes, sir.
This is crazy.
You know what else is crazy? That SMS text that he's sending?
You know if you can get to that, then you know if you can get to that, then you
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get 1,000 models. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Bowling Green with a 1-touchdown lead, and the quarterback on the field for this series, Daniel Richardson. So it's been kind of a back and forth rotation for Jim McElwain. He's had Jace Bauer in for multiple series, but again, you can see from time of possession, Central Michigan needs to start putting it together on offense. On the ground, they get a little effort to run wide. That's Marion Lukes, but he gets tackled in open space. Chris Bacon on the tackle. Lukes is coming off, and that's a 0 gain for CMU, and that's about the worst case scenario for them because they're already light in the depth chart at running back, and that brings out Jake Tefelsky. And they throw underneath, and that's Tefelsky getting ankle tackled at the 15-yard line for a gain of 7.
Jake Tefelsky ready for his moment.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought going into this season with this loaded running back room at Central Michigan he'd be playing at all in these big, meaningful conference games. But he's a walk-on guy that came on the team, earned his way.
And that is not a great visual for Central Michigan with Lou Nichols already out, Marion Lukes out with a broken wrist. So 3rd down and 3. Little toss in the middle, that's complete. And I don't think he got quite to the 1st down marker. A gain of 2. And Joel Wilson makes the catch, but from the naked eye, he was very close to the 1st down marker.
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green takes a timeout.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
Bowling Green trying to save time on the clock here as they get ready for a 2-minute drive.
And that ball, based on the spot, looks like it's a yard short.
Ruling the field is the runner.
You can see him stretch ahead to try to get the 1st down. And they have not moved the chains yet. So this looks like 4th and 1 for CMU.
You see Joel Wilson just on a simple route. Good throw by Richardson. That's a tackle. The big tight end's got to break. 3rd down, you got to get to the sticks. He tries reaching it out. This Central Michigan offense, Dan, I mean, there's no explosiveness to it. You know, there's no downfield threat. There's no threat in the pass game. Carlos Carrier is their best receiver. We talked about him a little bit. He doesn't have a touch yet today, and he's been a little bit banged up. There's just nothing going on down the field for them. It's running the football in short throws, and you can only do that. You need chunk plays to get in the red zone to score touchdowns.
And you know, we talked to the offensive coordinators for both teams. You know, Paul Petrino for Central Michigan. You know, so much of the focus is on the quarterback, and that's rightfully so. But the reality is, your skilled players all have to figure out how to make big plays when they have opportunities, and that's where that drop pass theme comes back. And, you know, you just have to put it back on the receivers.
The ruling of the runner being short of line of gain stands. 4th down.
And Carlos Carrier is the guy that Paul Petrino has mentioned. He says, you know, in terms of his physical skills, he's probably our best wideout.
You make a good point about the talent around Daniel Richardson. When he looked really good last year, he had a lot of really good players around him. This is the ultimate team game. You need good receivers. You need a solid offensive line. This year, Richardson's playing with 2 tackles who are brand new. They lost their receivers to the transfer portal. All they really have is Carlos Carrier, who came in from Maryland, and then Joel Wilson at tight end. There's no other playmakers for him, and Lou Nichols, the best running back in the country last year, is now out.
Elzinga will punt to Jake Rogers, who fair catches it right at midfield. So the Falcons will get good field position after a 34-yard punt. And time to work with, under 3 minutes. That's certainly a comfortable space for Matt McDonald and the BG offense.
Bowling Green on offense now, you know, you're in kind of 2-minute situation. You got 2:44 left, 2 timeouts, but you're at the midfield. You don't need to go fast. You're still, and you can run your base offense. You can run the football here if you want. You don't got to go extremely fast.
You can see Marion Lukes walking off gingerly. Again, the difficulties at running back continue. Here's a toss on 1st down to Teron Keith and a flag. 2 flags. Right where Keith tried to turn upfield. We'll see if this is going for BG. Well, I tell you what, Scott Loeffler is going to be happy.
Offense, number 1. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 1st down.
That's on Odu Hilaire. Bowling Green's winning the penalty game, which you don't want to win.
You love the receivers blocking downfield and showing some effort, but Hilaire just has to let go there. His hands were outside. Those receivers, you want them to be physical, but don't do anything stupid and get us penalties. Now, it's first down and 20. Bad situation to be in, especially to end the first half.
So the Falcons walk it back 10 yards. Throwing and complete in the middle. Oh, great tackle. Hilaire makes up for it with a big catch, but the ankle tackle is what really is noteworthy. That's Javarius Sims, the freshman cornerback, and that could have been a whole bunch more if he doesn't make that stop.
It's a great play design, play action, which forces the linebackers to step up. That's what happens when you run the football well. The backers step up on play action, and Hilaire runs the post route right behind it. Great throw, great catch, great play design by Scott Leffler.
That's 19 yards. Now a little dump pass, and that's complete. And a hard hit, forcing Christian Sims out of bounds. That's a very important player in the Bowling Green offensive scheme.
Christian Sims is a guy they got to keep finding unique ways to get the ball to. He's a unique guy that plays that tight end position. Bowling Green's got a couple of them now with Harold Fannin and Christian Sims. Sims is a Mackey Award watch list guy, one of the best in the country at tight end.
From the CMU 28, McDonald under duress, now throwing in the middle, it's caught. Man, he was under some serious pressure and made a perfect throw to C.J. Lewis, and they are continuing to push on CMU defensively. That's a 19-yard gain.
See how Matt McDonald stands in the pocket but shifts a little bit to his left and keeps his eyes downfield. Watch him here. The pressure comes from the left side. He shifts. Stands in the pocket, but shifts a little bit to his left and keeps his eyes downfield. Watch him here. The pressure comes from the left side. He shifts downfield. It's a veteran move, veteran pocket presence by the quarterback, Matt McDonald. Finds C.J. Lewis for a big game.
They're at the 9-yard line, and Central Michigan crushes at the point of attack and puts down Jason Patterson for a loss of 4 yards.
First to contact for the Chippewas. 4-yard loss on the play. Second goal to go from the 13-yard line.
Players on the Central Michigan D-line.
Oh, a little toss to Sims. Oh, he lost the football. Now he got it back. Oh, boy. We have not seen many mistakes with the football. That's a loss of 2. Sorry, plus 2.
2-yard gain on the pickup.
Again, another creative play call. Sims maybe got a little bit banged on that.
You think Scott Leffler heard me say find creative ways to get Christian Sims the ball? I mean, they probably drew it up a little bit better than that, but again, interesting, creative play call, shovel pass to the tight end, something you don't see a whole lot.
So Bowling Green timeout. They want to make sure they can make the most of this opportunity in the red zone.
Bowling Green.
And get some
points,
third and final
preferably
a touchdown
as opposed to a
field goal.
Please set the game clock to 26 seconds. Thank you.
Well, you got 25 seconds here, third down. You got time to do what you want to do. So what is Scott Leffler directing his offense to do right now?
Yeah, it's a tough situation because you got third down and 11, right? So that's why he let that clock run down, take the timeout to make sure he's not giving Central Michigan a whole lot of time left. If you convert the third down and goal here, you know, it's a touchdown. But obviously you want to take all the time down. You got to throw the ball in the end zone here.
You just saw the graphic for total yardage for both teams. You might look at the score and go, all right, hard-fought defensive struggle, but the offensive cumulative stats say otherwise. Bowling Green has really been dominant offensively.
They really have. I mean, Central Michigan, you're looking at it with, you know, only 48 yards of offense right now. Bowling Green with 230 yards. It's a one-sided game here, and if they can get a score on this play right now, they'll feel really good going into the locker room.
So McDonald's got 3 wideouts at the top of the screen. Now a deep ball in the middle, touchdown. Bowling Green connecting in the air. And we haven't called his name, Tyrone Bowden. the tallest receiver on the field, makes a huge catch from 11 yards out, and Bowling Green is now up 2 scores.
Matt McDonald has made some huge throws, and you see Broden here on the outside just run a post route on the defensive back, who's only 5'11". That's about an 8-9 inch difference in height there. Just put it up for the big boy, let him go get it. Broden, another one of these special talents on this Bowling Green offense. Long, lengthy athletes that make plays in space.
Lawler hits the point after, and it is a 2-touchdown lead for Bowling Green. And Matt McDonald on the money when the Falcons need a strong throw.
This is not an easy throw. The holes and the windows are so tight in the red zone. He put it right where only his receiver could get it. That's a big-time throw by Matt McDonald, the veteran who was recruited by Scott Loeffler to Boston College, had the familiarity, transfers to play for him at Bowling Green, and he's playing some really good football right now.
You know, Adam, 2 weeks ago when Buffalo was kind of manhandling Bowling Green, as you see Scott Loeffler in good spirits on the sideline, but he talked about the importance of, hey, you know, you got to get your quarterback going through proper mechanics on every throw, and that was kind of the area they had to address going into last week's game. It seems like now McDonald's really gotten into a comfortable groove.
And you got to stay within the box of the play, right? The coaches give you, here are your reads. Here's your progression throughout the play. Here's who you throw it to, who you don't throw it to. And when McDonald gets outside of that is when he makes mistakes. He'll throw interceptions. He gets a little bit of happy feet in the pocket. But when he does what he's coached to do and stands in there and delivers throws on the money, he's as good as anyone in the league.
Bowling Green takes advantage of the short field with a 6-play, 50-yard drive. This is the most significant play right now for Central Michigan. Here's the run for Marion Lukes, really their only healthy running back, and you can see the way he gets taken down was not in a comfortable fashion, and he came up and it has gone off the field into the CMU locker room, and since he's gone, it relies on Jake Tefelsky to kind of carry the running game for Central Michigan.
That's the one injury they could not afford to have. I mean, they have lost everyone at running back. No scholarship players left. Again, Jake Tefelsky is a walk-on.
Richardson's going to throw, and now he gets taken down. Just nothing unfolding downfield, and Carl Brooks is the tackler, the sacker for a loss of 14 yards. And that's going to end our first half of football on certainly a down note for Central Michigan, as Bowling Green scored on the opening drive and has been in control of this game ever since. 17-3 is our halftime score in Mount Pleasant. Bowling Green leading Central Michigan. Halftime is next when we come back to Mount Pleasant.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 local Chevy dealer. 22 Equinox models. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Ever feel like some days you just don't want to be you? Maybe. Ever feel like some days you just don't want to be you? Maybe you're feeling down, or mad, or like you don't belong. Maybe you just feel school, parents, friends, social media, drugs, the pressure to look a certain way, do a certain thing, be a certain version of yourself, when you really just want to feel unique. The important thing is to send the message. Tell someone you trust how you feel. And if that seems too hard, go to talkheals.org.
Ion. Electrified. Hankook Tire.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Mr. Clark, your daughter is a very good kisser.
When you crave the uncomfortable, try new Spicy Pringles Scorchin'.
If you know, you know.
Crispy corners, sauce on top.
If you know, you know.
Detroit style is back at Pizza Hut, just $12.99. You are trouble. No one out pizzas the Hut.
There's my snuggle princess.
Maytag engineered the Pet Pro washer to remove 5 times more pet hair, because nothing looks sillier than pet hair on clothes.
Let's go, me ladies.
Conquer pet hair like a pro with Maytag.
Fall moments made easy. That's totally Target.
Welcome back to Central Michigan. Halftime between the Chippewas and the Bowling Green Falcons. Season 2 of Eli's Places is now available on ESPN Plus in celebration of Rose Bowl Stadium's 100th anniversary. Eli calls on Matt Leinart and Vince